The Rugby Venice is a very well-known painting around the world, and the artist behind it is Diego Velázquez. His full name, Diego Rodriguez Silva Velázquez, was a Spanish painter. He was one of the most important painters of the Spanish Golden Age. Velázquez was born on June 6, 1599 in Seville, Spain. He painted a lot of historical paintings, and he also did scores of portraits of the Spanish royal family, other notable European figures, and commoners too. Velázquez was born in a very religious family. Velázquez was educated by his parents to fear God, intended for a learned profession, received good training in languages and philosophy. Influenced by many artists, he showed an early gift of art. Consequently, he began to study under Francisco de Herrera, a vigorous painter who disregarded the Italian influence of the early Seville school. Velázquez remained with him for 1 year. It was probably from Herrera that he learned to use brushes with long bristles. After leaving Herrera's studio when he was 12 years old, Velázquez began as an apprentice under Francisco Pacheco, an artist and teacher in Seville. Though considered a generally dull and distinguished painter, Pacheco sometimes expressed a simple, direct realism in contradiction to the style of Raphael that he was taught. By the early 1620s, Velázquez's position and reputation was assured in Seville. On April 23, 1618, Velázquez married Juana Pacheco, the daughter of his teacher. She bore him two daughters, his only known family. Velázquez produced notable works during the time, known for his composition amusing genres scenes, also called bodegones, such as Old Woman Frying Eggs. His sacred subjects included Adoración de los Reyes. From the fourth quarter of the 19th century, Velázquez's artwork was a model of the realist and impressionist painters, in particular Eduardo Manet. Since that time, famous modern artists including Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, and a few others have paid tribute to Velázquez by recreating several of his most famous works. The Rugby Venice, also known as the Toilet of Venice, Venice at her Mirror, Venice in Cupid, is a painting by Diego Velázquez, as we know, the leading artist of the Spanish Golden Age, completed between 1647 and 1651, and probably painted during the artist's visit to Italy. The work depicts the goddess Venus in a sensual pose, lying on a bed and looking into a mirror, held by the Roman god of physical love, her son Cupid.
The historical context for this painting started during the eras of the 17th through the 19th century in Spain. The views on nude artwork were very much discouraged and was not permitted, especially in women, to be painted in such a way. Many paintings that showed even the slightest nudity could be taken away or demanded to be repainted by the Spanish Inquisitions. The artists themselves would receive consequences, such as a fine or a higher punishment like being banished from Spain for up to a year. Although nude artworks were appreciated by some, the majority of the people treated them with suspicion. The primary problem in nude artwork was tangled with the people's ideas of morality, power, and aesthetics, according to David Friedberg. Velázquez was trying to overcome that boundary by portraying the goddess Venus naked from the back. This also came into play with social context as well. During the time of the 19th century, women suffragees were on the rise, and women did not want to be valued as subjects in the eyes of society. The painting itself was a fitting target for the suffragees to attack. One suffragette had that in mind, Mary Richardson. This attack could have symbolized a specific perception of feminist attitudes towards the men's views on beauty and the female nude painting. She also stated that she didn't like the way male visitors gaped at it all day long. This attack also was to achieve revenge at the government for destroying another female suffragette who they portrayed as beautiful. This demonstrated just how different the views of nudity and beauty were for both men and women during the 1900s eras in Spain.
The Toledo Venus, also known as Roque Venus, made between 1648 and 1650 by Diego de Velázquez. It is also recorded in the inventory of the 7th Marquis del Carpio de Hitti in 1651 and must have been painted in Italy and sent to Spain before the painter returned there. It is the first known female nude in Spanish painting because they were extremely rare for religious and moral reasons. While clearly influenced by Titian Venus, Velázquez replaced the full sensational opulence of the Vitruvian model with an intensely personal, nervous, vitally, and useful grace. This painting is extremely popular because last year the painting was sent to 2 different museums after London and England agreed to lend it to them. These museums see it as an honor to display such a piece. Even when the painting was made back then, I believe it caused a lot of reactions that no paintings has ever received in history. The painting is seen as the most beautiful woman in mythological history and was vandalized by Mary Richardson using a small hatchet hidden in her coat. She defaced the painting as a protest meme for Miss Pankhurst dying in a hunger strike in prison. She wanted justice for this woman, so she decided to destroy the next most beautiful woman next to Mrs. Pankhurst ever recorded in history.
The outcome of the painting was changing as the years passed by, but finally, in the early 90s, it was accepted by society, since by this time this type of nude painting was very common. Impact. The impact of this painting in Diego was severe. Of course, this was in the early 1950s, 1960s. However, once the 1990s and the 2000s came by, this painting was actually accepted by society, so the impact on him wasn't as crucial as it was back then. In fact, in today's society, the impact on this painting is very positive to people. They think this painting is something rare and very unique. It is now displayed in the Museum of London where people can see it from all around the world.